Wow, it's incredibly clear. You can see
because
everything.
the morning here, water is very clear.
Traditional area here where you can see locals and how everyone's living life. They ride electric bikes. Hello. It's a very nice place with like bungalows all over the hill, but there's just a group of monkeys running around right here. And then we went around the corner and it was shark time. And it was really cool because I swam right over the top of one, maybe just well, good morning guys. Welcome to the Perhentian Islands here in Malaysia, just off of the east coast of the Peninsula of Malaysia. This is a beautiful paradise right here. And today I'm gonna spend the full day. It's gonna be the first full 24 hours. I actually only have one full day and 2 half days because I arrived here on Friday night. So I got half of Friday, a full day Saturday, and then half of Sunday here. So today the plan is to actually go across the water to the Fisherman's village where they're catching some fish, selling some fresh fish, some good food, check out the mosque maybe, and then also to go on a snorkeling trip around the island and just to explore this island some more by foot for as much as I can do, because some of it's walkable, some of it's not, some of it you need to take a boat. And as you can see here behind me, there's a sign that displays all of the trips and how to get around. And so today we're fully going to deep dive into the beauty of this island. This island is Pulau Besar, so it's the biggest island of the two. And yeah, I chose to stay on this one because it's a little bit more laid back, a little bit more private, not so much of a party town. But let's jump into exploring this island by showing you how clear this water is.
Bang, free on charge bang. Shush. It's crazy boy.
It's touching your butt.
Yeah.
Alright, this is my driver, my boat driver, boat captain, taking me over to the Fisherman's village. Wow. Is it high tide?
Yeah.
High tide? Like high water?
Yeah.
Wow, it's incredibly clear. See
because
everything.
the morning here, water is very clear.
Yeah? Okay. I was gonna go snorkeling at 2 o'clock. Is it still okay?
Today is okay.
Okay, I hope so.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Alright, be careful.
Alright. Am I gonna get wet?
Yeah.
Is the water gonna come in? Yeah. Oh no. I hope the water doesn't come in the boat. That's where I'm staying, the Swimmable Palace. Next there is the beach box. Then there's a few other places, a dive resort, Tuna Bay Island Resort, and so on. But we're just heading right over here to Fisherman's Village. My God, the water is incredibly clear. It's so green, so blue, so perfect. I just want to hop in there already. That's my boat captain right there. Look at that, you can see a bait ball just in the light. Wow, it's so unreal how clear this water is. Look at the big baits over there, big fish. Wow. And there's the mosque in the distance. We'll go down that way. Alright guys, just made it over here to the Fisherman's Village. First time stepping foot on this part. This is where a lot of the local people actually live, where believe the rent is probably a little bit cheaper as there's more here. Hello. Yeah, I believe like rent and everything is a little bit cheaper here because they have more organized stuff here. Like there's a school, police station, you know, some small hospital and things like that. And yeah, I was told I need to come here at least once during my time, and I believe the price is like 5 ringgit to come here and 5 ringgit to go back, which I believe I just pay up with the lady at my hotel. So, but I'll tell you what, it's only about 9:30 in the morning and that sun is incredibly strong today. Hello. It's just like beating down on my arms right now, but I like it here so far. There's like a walking path you can walk, and wow, look how colorful this building is. Sea Life Inn. So from what my boat driver was just telling me is that the water here is incredibly clear in the morning because you have like maximum direct sunlight, and I'm hoping the clarity of the water stays like that for the snorkeling trip I'm going to do in about 4 hours. Man, I mean, you can see all the way through it like 3-4 meters, so it'll be wonderful. I think that might be a school. Looks like it. Wow, there's just tons of food stalls here. Wow, look at the little kitten. Oh my god, it's tiny. So behind me here is the mosque. Now at a certain time here, I think it's like 12 o'clock to about 2 o'clock, people are praying and doing the things that they do in the mosque, and most of the island kind of like quiets down for a bit. So there'll be some people going around and taking you on boats and stuff, but at that time some people come here, they pray and so on. And I don't know if I can go in there. It doesn't look like it, so maybe I'll just view it from the outside. There are some children underneath it right now, like on kayaks. I don't know if they're fishing or what they're doing, but it's actually quite beautiful the way it's just like, I don't know, sitting there with the view in the background with the sky. You have the green, lush mountains or jungle, and yeah, I'm freaking sweating though. Holy crap, it's hot. I didn't expect it to be that hot with the sun. I'm glad I put on a lot of sunscreen because I'm sure I'm about to get a sunburn. You know, one thing that's interesting is out in the water, there's buoys everywhere to like mark where the boats are, where people can tie up. Maybe they have some sort of traps there for fishing, but every time I look out there, I feel like it's somebody just swimming and I see their head floating, but it's not, they're buoys. It keeps tricking me so much. But yeah. This is the Fisherman's Village here. This is the start of it where the mosque is, and then you go back that way and all the food, that's where we're gonna go back and get some breakfast, some lunch, because I need to fuel up before I do snorkeling today, that's for sure. But yeah, Masira Raman Pulau Perhentian, I guess is the name of it. Very, very beautiful. It's got a lot of nice greenery around it, so it looks pretty beautiful. Maybe we can walk around it, I'm not sure. So the other interesting thing is that there's so many cats. Even here on the island, like somebody obviously brought them here and then they just started, you know, making more and more. So many. Like there's a lot of cats on the mainland, but there's also a ton here. So I believe people are staying over here. There's a lot of places to stay. I'm actually not going to go in there because it's a little bit private, I feel like. But yeah, they have different houses, guest houses. Got a little bit of recycling going on for aluminum, for plastics, and for like bags and things that aren't really too recyclable. Now I want to give you guys a little perspective here. Before I came here, I really didn't do any research. I just found out that the Perhentian Islands were one of the best places to visit here in Malaysia for some island life, right? And so I chose here. I actually was going to stay here in the Fisherman's Village, but then I saw the place across the water that was a little bit more expensive, and I said, you know what? I'm only here for a couple days. Why not just spend a little extra money to be, you know, in paradise or something like that, right? Because you can't swim here at the Fisherman's Village. There's too many boats and things like that. It's not good to swim. you actually should take a boat elsewhere to go swimming. So I'm glad I chose the other place, even though this is a nice traditional area here where you can see locals and how everyone's living life. So they serve a lot of Western food here as well, or it's like local food just mixed with Western food. But they have a lot of food choices, and I asked her what she recommended, and she told me 2 things and I chose one. So I'm getting nasi goreng kapong, which I think I've had before, but it's super delicious, and I love having fried rice for breakfast. Also did get an iced Milo with it, so it should be really tasty to start the day.
Okay, iced Milo.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. Wow, that was incredibly quick. Look at that, huge. It's a little bit hot, so I have to let the ice mix around and melt it, or get cold. Man, that's like childhood right there. Just like a chocolate milk, like a Nesquik or something. Oh my god, this stuff is so good. I can see how probably all the children around here drink this. Maybe adult ordering it is kind of weird, I don't know. But I'm taking a break from coffee today. It's so good. It's so chocolatey. Wow, incredible. Now I wish I could turn the camera around and point it the other way while eating, but the truth is all the lighting is from this way, so if I turn the camera around there's no lighting and then it's really dark. So this is the angle, but the sea is right next to me. You can probably hear the water washing up. It's very pleasant to see the view, see all the boats, everyone moving around. Very cool place. That water is so incredibly clear, it's just unbelievable. I can't stop staring at the water. But that guy, it was funny, he was starting up his boat, and it reminded me of when I used to work around boats, and sometimes when you're manually starting them like that with the pull cord, you have to pump it first to get like fuel injected into the cylinders or the engine or something, and it was interesting to watch how he did it, but that was like a workout. I could definitely tell he was pulling it hard. Alright, breakfast has arrived. This looks freaking incredible. Wow. I'm so ready to dig in. So basically we have some chicken, some carrot. They did give a fried egg like they give you with pad kaprao in Thailand. And then some cucumber. And then maybe some other green stuff mixed in. Let's just dig right into it. Cheers, guys. Wow, so delicious. Huge chunks of garlic too. A little bit spicy. I think they turned it down a bit, but super good. Wow, it's so tasty. Super tasty. Let's try the egg out. That runny yolk. A little bit of cucumber. Just what I need before I go snorkeling. So basically with this meal, you're paying for being on an island, the view and everything, so the price is way more than it would be in any town or anything, like anywhere probably in Malaysia. I believe it's 12 ringgit for this dish, and then the iced Milo, or Milo, I keep pronouncing it wrong, is 5 Milo. Or not 5, oh my god, 5 ringgit. So, because you're on an island, you're secluded, you have to pay a higher price. Alright, wow, that was an excellent breakfast. Actually, I had no idea there were sardines in that breakfast until I started chewing, and I was like, tastes a little fishy. And then I saw a few of them, but it's not hard to understand as they use sardines in almost everything here. So, are they sardines? No, anchovies. That's what they are, anchovies, yeah. So my guess is this little picnic area here under the trees, which is very nice because it's super shaded all day long. There's so many trees. This is probably where all the locals really hang out for all their meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and so on. But I also think it's funny because every time somebody sees me with the camera, not every time, but most of the time, they point to the camera or they say, YouTube, YouTube, YouTube. Very, very funny. Everyone is super I don't know, camera friendly. Nobody says like, oh no photos or anything. Everyone's really happy, which is nice. But I don't even know where I'm going. Let's see, what else is there to do around here? Might not be much. Let's take a walk down this road real quick and then come back and probably head back over. Ah, yeah, so this is the police station. Okay, there's the police station. You were selling food. I think this is the school here. The Lao Perhentian School. Oh yeah, it's definitely the school. All the schools are in this style, which is super interesting. But then you can see here, there's like local homes. So this is where local people live. Now up on top of the hill over here, there's a place called Honest View Perhentian, and it's another place where you can stay. It's on booking.com. I almost booked them because they're very well recommended by many people from around the world. And also the price is very, very affordable. I think they have rooms for like $48 a night, which is much cheaper than mine at $60 a night. All right, well this is just the local home. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head back over to my side and I'll show you the beach area and everywhere else where I'm staying so you can see what it's like. Oh, they ride electric bikes. Hello. But yeah, this is just where all the locals stay, so I don't wanna intrude too much on their homes. But like I was saying, I'm gonna do a snorkeling trip today. So snorkeling and scuba diving are very, very popular activities here on the islands. Now, the place I'm staying, they offer a snorkeling trip at 10 a.m. and 2 a.m. I was gonna do the 10 a.m. because it's earlier, it's cooler out and so on. But then I said, you know what? Maybe I should do the 2 p.m. even though it's the midday, you'll have the highest temperature. I'll be on the boat, I'll have some wind, I'll be in the water, it'll feel cool. And there shouldn't be as many people going snorkeling, so it could be better, I think. So that's what I think I'm gonna do, is do the 2 o'clock one, as I hope it's going to be a better snorkeling option. Now, it is a short trip, so I believe it's just 2 hours long. And they said you can see turtles, you can see lots of fish, and you can even see sharks. We will see. I've never swam with sharks before. Not really swimming with them, but you swim above them and you can see them down there. But there's definitely lots of turtles around here. There are some sharks. There's lots of fish. I mean, just by the piers, I saw these like long fish, or like needlefish or something we call them maybe. And many little fishes and baits and stuff. Lots of marine life around here, which is nice. And it'll be interesting to see how are the corals doing. Are the corals alive? Are there corals? Is it just a sea floor with seagrass? We're gonna find out. So to give you guys some perspective, that's where I'm staying, and you can walk all the way down there to that point. It's walkable all the way to the end of those rocks, and then you can kind of go around the side a little bit. But this way, it's not walkable really. You have to take a boat to go around. So I can pretty much explore all of that here, this half, which is pretty nice. And there's swimming all along there, so you can have many swimming spots to yourself, which is very, very good.
Oh, bubble moon bubble. Hello. Go.
Thank you. God, that guy was freaking flying. I think he's got to go to the bathroom or something. Who knows? So that's like the type of ferry boat that you actually take to come here. It's something similar to that. But guys, I mean, look at it. Where I'm staying, the water is just so nice, so crystal clear. Alright guys, well I'm back at my accommodation here. I have a few hours until I can go snorkeling, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chill out and enjoy the sea here, enjoy the view, and then I'll catch up with you guys right when it's time to go snorkeling, and we'll head out on the boat and see what we can get into. Hopefully it's a good day, it's a good time snorkeling, and hopefully there's many fish to see. We'll find out. Alright guys, it's been a few hours and it's almost time to go snorkeling in just about 20 minutes. I want to say I'm going to be switching over from my main camera here. This is the camera. To my GoPro and my phone. Now, the audio quality might drop. You're going to notice a difference, and I just want to apologize first. I'm sorry because I don't know how the audio is going to come out, but you will see some very beautiful clips of the Perhentian Islands and hopefully the marine life under the water. So, crossing our fingers, that's going to be a good adventure. So, let's go snorkeling, and then we'll come back and we'll explore this island a little bit more. First snorkeling spot here, coral view or coral place or something. Lots of nice coral down there. Any fish. And I can't take my phone under.
Oh no!
Wow guys, I just got back from that snorkeling trip and that was amazing. It probably was the best 4th ringgit I've ever spent here in Malaysia so far. And the worst part about it is I could barely capture any footage because things went south really quick with my gear. I brought with me my phone and my GoPro because the camera, I didn't want to chance it, right? Well, the GoPro, I brought it into the water. And as soon as I brought it into the water, it started acting up and the GoPro got water all inside of it. I opened up the battery and out came just a bunch of water and some salt and sand. So the GoPro is totally dead. RIP to the GoPro. It's had its run. Spent a long time with this GoPro. I've had it for like 6 years, so it was expected to die one of these days very soon. And then I brought my phone into the water with one of these things. You know, this is just like a clear protector and it has a seal. This one has actually a double seal, and I sealed it up really tight and everything, and then I velcroed it and brought it into the water, and then I started looking at it and I was like, what's happening? Oh no, it was filling with water. So I quickly got it back into the boat, made sure my phone was good because the last thing I need is my phone to be done, and then I'm really screwed. I'd have to buy a new phone here in Malaysia or something. So I could barely get any kind of footage from under the water, just above the water. But I want to tell you about all the fish that I seen and the experience and all, because it was a really good snorkel, the best snorkel I've ever done so far in my life, which is crazy because I've been to some nice places before, but this just so happens to be the best one yet. Oh guys, this view is incredible. Look at this. Wow. idea that there were monkeys on this island. Just saw a few of them, like 3 or 4 of them. And I'm at the Cozy Chalet, the place that you can stay. It's a very nice place with like bungalows all over the hill, but there's just a group of monkeys running around right here. I'm trying to get some shots of them, get up close without them stealing the camera, because then I'm really screwed. Guys, that was really cool. I was trying to tell you guys about the snorkel trip, and then all of a sudden these monkeys showed up, and I was watching the monkeys over here. I think they're the same monkeys that are in Penang, and on that Penang hill where I saw one of them, but there was just 4 of them over here with a baby. Very, very cool. And I was just watching them. They're like foraging through the forest. I think they're eating some leaves and stuff. Try to get a few clips of them, but they move very quickly, so it's hard to really capture them. But there's another guy down here, this Dutch guy, and he was trying to show me them where they were. He's really fascinating. And he saw a squirrel and he was like, look, it's this. And he showed me the picture. And I was like, oh, cool. I've seen so many squirrels in my life. It's just normal for me, but maybe for him, it's even cooler to see it here on the island. But wow. Yeah, so I want to talk about the snorkel trip. So the snorkel trip was amazing. It was a 2-hour big island snorkel trip, so that means we got 3 points to see, 3 different places. The first one was Coral View or something. I don't know the name of it correctly, but there's a sign that I can show you. But basically we jumped in the water and there was a bunch of coral around. It was really cool, some vibrant coral. Some of it maybe is dying a little bit, but there was just lots of marine fauna and marine structure down there that was natural. And there was a ton of fish just swimming around. It was really, really cool. This is when I brought my GoPro in and the phone in, and it just started fouling, so I couldn't really get much footage there. I think I have a blurry video or something, but it was really, really cool. And so after that first one, I was like, okay, maybe this is gonna be better than I thought. And then after then, we moved like in between the islands here, and I think the guy driving the boat, the captain, the guide, he was trying to spot sea turtles. And I was like, okay, this is weird. We're just going very slow. And I saw a sea turtle, and he didn't even see it, so he didn't stop. But then he saw another one, and he's like, sea turtle, jump in now, in. And so everybody just jumped in. And then another boat pulled up, and he jumped in. But it's funny, the sea turtle was like in the middle of the island, so it's kind of like the channel a little bit. And it was very deep, maybe like 20 feet or something, I don't know, 4 meters. And we were trying to swim down to it, but it was pretty far down there. And he was just eating off of the bottom. But I believe there was like current right there, so it was very challenging to try to swim and stay in place. But then another boat showed up, more people jumped in, and it just got cluttered with people. It was kind of crazy. I thought we were gonna go to a reef and then hopefully see some turtles, but they actually try to spot the turtles, and then you just jump in when you see them. So it's kind of like a cheating way, I'd say. It's better to just see one on the reef. And then that leads me to the third destination we went, which was the Shark Point, or near the Shark Point. There was like 2 places for the third destination. It was around this like bend of the island, and one had coral, like these huge corals. I think in Australia they call them like bommies, maybe I got the term wrong, but just these huge like circular reefs that I guess are natural, but really cool. But so many fish around them, and the reefs were so vibrant, like all the fish around them. There was colors, there was blue, there was red, there was orange, there was like yellow, there was the browns, and so on. And like all the fish were really crazy cool. I've seen a lot of fish, that's for sure. And then we went around the corner and it was shark time, and this is Shark Point, they call it. I don't know if it's because they have this one rock that looks like a shark fin or what, but there were some sharks there. I think we saw 2 or 3 sharks. One was probably like 1.5 meters maybe. Another one was probably just about 1 meter. So there were 2 sharks. And it was really cool because I swam right over the top of one, maybe just like 2 meters above it. So it was distance away. But they were just cool. They were like swimming around. I felt like they were circling us for some reason. But they were very, very calm. and all of us are just swimming all together and probably making a commotion, and these sharks are probably like, oh, stupid people, you know. But I believe they're black tip reef sharks, if I'm not mistaken. They're pretty widely found all around the world. But it was really cool to swim with some sharks. It's the first time I ever actually swam with some sharks, and it was impressive. It was cool just to see how they swim along with the little fish near them and stuff. And yeah, they're just moving along. But in total, we saw a lot of fish actually. I saw one massive fish. I don't even know what it really was, but it had a huge bump on its head. So maybe it was like some triggerfish with a bump on its head. Plenty of triggerfish. There was parrotfish and tons of little reef fish with colors and stripes and everything. I think in total we probably saw like 3 or 4 turtles. Only one we dove with. Another one actually was under the boat when I was getting in, and it swam away very quickly. But a couple sharks. Overall, a very, very good dive. I just wish I had the proper gear, better gear to film it all, because it's so vibrant. The water is so clear. I mean, you can see it from up here where we are. And yeah, you can get some incredible footage of the marine life under there, which is nice. And it's very easy to snorkel here because the water is so deep in these spots that you don't have to worry about like touching the reef or stepping on them in some other parts of the world where snorkeling is challenging over reefs, right? So it was very good. The total price was 40 ringgit. I mean, you can't beat that price for a 2-hour snorkel. I think it actually went towards 3 hours, so it was much better. It's just that they use a small boat. The small boat is a little sketchy at times when he's going fast or turning. It feels like you're gonna tip, or it feels like water is gonna come into the boat. But they really do put a lot of people on one boat, and they try to make their money's worth out of it, I think. So overall, a very, very good snorkeling trip here. So if you are coming to the Perhentian Islands, whether you're on the smaller island or the bigger island, definitely do a snorkeling trip. It's totally worth it. And even do a scuba trip, because there's lots of scuba shops around here, and I can only assume that the scuba diving is better than the snorkeling is, you know? So totally recommend it. Oh, and lastly, it's interesting. They bring you to a place like another secluded beach where you can take a shower with fresh water that's there. They have some water system running, and they have a bunch of food stands. So it's kind of like, hey, buy some food from us. But not everyone brings money with them on the boat. You know, they pay before they go or after. So it's funny how they have that system. But overall, totally recommend it. Alright guys, I just found a map of the Perhentian Islands here. Check it out. So this is the bigger island like I was saying, and then that's the smaller one. This is known as like the Backpacker Island, and this is more known as like the family friendly private island. But of course they both have just as much of equal things to do. So, but look at it. This is where we are. Pusat Taman Laut is the pier that you get dropped off for here. But all these red flags are the dive points and where you can go. And so basically where we went and snorkeled today was like right here. We snorkeled in this area, we snorkeled somewhere in this area, and then we came down here to like Shark Point, I think. Yeah, right here. And we saw the sharks over here. So our snorkeling trip was just around this side here, and there's plenty of reefs and wildlife. And as you can see, there's lots of stuff all around it. Look, you have shipwrecks, Vietnamese shipwreck. There's a lot to do here, and then you can even go up to these islands. They do fishing trips up here. There's quite a lot to do at these islands, so whether you stay for a couple nights, a week, 2 weeks, you're gonna love it. Now the good thing is there's restaurants all along the beach here. So like here, it doesn't look like it's really open right now, but I think in the evening it's gonna open when the sun goes down and gets cooler. But you can stay at that place. There are more like bungalows up here on the hill. You know, to be honest, at first when I first arrived here, I thought to myself, how fun is this gonna be to be here for 2 nights and 3 days by myself? But to be honest, it's great. It's like a retreat. I actually left my phone back in the room, so I'm walking around here without my phone, can't connect to the internet. It's good. Well, internet is pretty spotty in some areas anyway, so you can't always use your phone. You can't always connect to data and get service. So It's good to kind of just walk around and disconnect and be with the sounds and the nature and the beauty and everything. But so far, it's been a great time here. Tonight is my last night now. Tomorrow I leave during the day to head onward to another place in Malaysia. So far today, it's been a really good day because I woke up early. I enjoyed some time around the hotel that I'm staying at. I even went over to the Fisherman's village and had some breakfast or lunch, brunch. Got to check out that area. Came back over here, chilled out, edited and stuff, and now I have the whole evening just to hang out here. Technically, you can go to other places, like you can go to Long Beach. Long Beach is like the party place where sometimes they do fire shows and they have more restaurants and more options for activities and dining and things like that. But it costs money to get there. It's not cheap to travel around here, especially if you're by yourself. For instance, a lot of the boat trips are 5, 10, maybe 30 ringgit, 15 ringgit, depending on where you're going. And if it's just you yourself, you're not going with any other person, you need to pay double the price because you need to pay for you and another person to make their trip worth it. Now, ask me, is it worth it? Is it that fair? I really don't know because I don't know the rate of consumption on gas and the amount of emissions they're putting into the air. I don't know. You do pay a conservation fee to come here, which was like 30 ringgit, I believe. So your money goes somewhere, but it does suck if you're by yourself. You have to pay more just to move around the island. So you definitely need to bring a bigger budget here. But if you're with a group of people, it makes it much easier. You just split the cost and life is better. So if you're coming to the Perhentian Islands, you might have the question of, do I need to book everything before I come here? The truth is, not really actually. I just booked my accommodation before I got here, and then I booked everything else like as I made it here, as I arrived to the place and arrived to the spot of where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do. For instance, taking the ferry and taking a taxi from the airport to here, you can do that all on the spot, which is good. You might have to pay a little bit more, or it might be less, depending on the company and the source of transportation that you choose to come here. If you're wondering about activities and things, all of that you can book here as well. Like that snorkel thing, I booked it just at the hotel just today. Most of the places you can book it because there's plenty of boats, there's plenty of people to make the trips happen, so you don't necessarily need to book anything. And some of them you can't really book it ahead of time. Maybe with some agency or some company on booking.com or something you can, but you can do most of that here and you don't really have to worry about it, which is a good thing. So you can wake up one day and say, oh, I feel like snorkeling. You can wake up another day and say, oh, I don't feel like it. So that's the good news. The other good thing is, if you don't bring the proper gear with you in terms of like swimwear, snorkel, fins, towel, blanket to lay on, things like that, they sell that here everywhere. Sure, it's going to be overpriced than it would be at a place on the mainland, but you can also buy it at the port, at the jetty. They have shops over there that are selling it too, so you can pretty much come here with a backpack and still have everything you need to be here, which is great. There's another dive shop right here called Cosmic Divers, right on the Palau Besar, the big island. So you have dive options. There's 2 of them right here within like a 10-minute walking time span. So plenty of diving to be done here. And you can book with another one and they can pick you up pretty much wherever you are, I bet. So I just love how there's so many activities that you can do here. You just need to have the budget for it. You need to spend the money and have the time, that's for sure. Now, one of the last things that you should always keep in mind about islands, especially maybe some place like this or somewhere else in the world, is that Wi-Fi data reception isn't always the best. So you definitely can't really come here and plan on working or something like that, because internet, Wi-Fi power goes out very easily. Like last night, actually, I was laying in bed and the power was like blinking. So you never know what can happen on an island. And it almost stormed last night, so maybe that's why there was a lot of rain near the islands, but no perfect Wi-Fi. you know, I'm definitely doing this trip on a budget. I had to be wise about how much money I spend as I'm traveling solo this time, but I'm glad I at least got 2 days here. Well, 2 nights, 3 days to be fair, because I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But it is an amazing place. It's so beautiful. I wish I had more time so I can fully explore the other islands, this island, go diving, try all the different food, meet all the people, the locals. 2 days is not enough. 3 days, 2 nights, whatever. It really does feel good though to just sit here and just soak in the sunset. The sun is setting right there, listening to the waves crash. So peaceful. It's gonna be sad to leave though, that's for sure. But we might be going to another beach soon, so stay tuned for that. Well, I don't know. I might take a dip in the water, go back, find some dinner, and chill out for the rest of the night and just take it easy. This sun, the snorkeling, it makes you exhausted, that's for sure. Alright guys, the last part of this island that I want to show you guys before I go back towards my hotel and settle there for the rest of the evening is the point over here. Now it's not Shark Point like where we went for some snorkeling. This is just another point where you can walk down to. You have access it from all these hotels and accommodations over here. No matter where you stay over here, like on this strip on the western or the northern side of, I don't even know what side it is, whatever. But if you stay over here, you have access to this whole beach over here. You can just walk, which is very nice. And put some music in, maybe walk with a friend, have a chat, whatever it is you like to do, and just take in the environment. It's so great for your body. It's like healing, I think. But I'll show you the point over here as we get closer. There's a lot of rocks, big rock formation over here, and also a good place to go snorkeling as well. There's a few people snorkeling. I was just over here yesterday and there was a huge pile of trash and they burned it. I guess that's how they get rid of the trash here. This side of the island, this area is actually very, very cool. It's very chill because you have this entire spot here. It's kind of like a cove and you can just hang out by yourself. No one really around you. There's plenty of space. Not a lot of people walk this far down here because it's probably like, for my hotel, it's probably like a 20-minute walk almost. But people come down here to take their photo shoots. You can snorkel here. Swimming's not so good because there's a lot of rocks, so it'd be kind of hard to swim. But yeah, you have these huge rock piles where you can climb up and sit on and enjoy the sunset, maybe eat something. There's a bunch of people up there already. But then there's a bunch of locals that just come over here and swim, and they're very nice. They're all saying hi, waving and stuff. But it's very peaceful. You have the jungle in the background where it meets the sea. And it's calm, and it's also roped off way out there in the distance, so you can't actually bring a boat in because it's too low. The boat would just bottom out and it wouldn't be good, so you can swim all the way around here if you want. Alright guys, well, that's it for filming for now. I might pick up the camera later, maybe show you something else or tell you something else if there's anything else I do, like maybe get dinner, maybe show you what I'll have for dinner or something, because there's lots of options to eat here. But I think I'm gonna chill out. I might just jump in the water to cool off one last time before the sun goes away. And yeah, really soak up this paradise, because after tomorrow, it's no more for me. Damn it. I'm coming back though, 100%. Alright guys, I just wrapped up the day with a local meal here at the Tuna Bay restaurant. It's right next door to where I'm staying, just actually 2 places over. In between is the beach box. Here is Tuna Bay. Phenomenal meal. I had Malay meat goreng, a huge portion of it too. I'm so full with a Carlsberg beer. The total price came to 31.10 ringgit, I believe. Super affordable for being right here on the sea. I was wrong, guys. The total price came to 37.10 for that meal right on the beach at Tuna Bay restaurant. A very cool restaurant. If you do come to this island and you stay at any of these places right here, check out that restaurant. It's very good portions. It gets really busy, so just be prepared, but it's super nice. You sit there, along the sea and you enjoy your meal. So to finish off this video, let's check out the lightning storm, and I will see you guys soon in the next video here in Malaysia. Peace.